Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast, Props Edge Edition, presented by LineStar. Your 5 best bets on Underdog Fantasy for Week 9 in the NFL. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville. Tyler, last week we had a great week going 4-1 in our props.
Yep, could have been 5. We got hit with the injury bug again.
Ugh, hate when that happens.
Yeah,
you know what? 5-0 is coming our way. We're so close.
3-0 just happened with NBA. Would only make sense if we go 5-0 now.
Speaking of prop bets, I think I'm going to set the over-under on how many pieces of candy you've eaten of your daughter's Halloween candy. We'll set that at, 20? Over or under?
So, what do you think?
I'm going over. Hammer the over. What do we think?
Way under.
It was under? Good for you.
I've had 4.
Nice. It's pretty good. How many does she have? A whole bucket?
Olivia, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
It was also a funny Halloween for Jerry Jones, who was rocking a blind ref costume.
So good.
Although it was pretty funny, although he's now in a bit of hot water.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, they certainly have been the beneficiary of some good calls from the refs, though. I'm going to just tell you right now. Dallas has...
They have.
You know?
They have.
So let's get to our prop bets for today. If you are watching us on YouTube right now, though, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and sign up for notifications. Notifications, very important in this case because we are giving our prop bets that are available on Underdog. A lot of times, if something's getting too much action, they take it off, the lines move. So make sure you sign up for those notifications. And if you don't already have the Underdog Fantasy app, make sure to download it. It is legal in most states. It's a great way to place your prop bets. And we have a promo code for you. Use the promo code LineStar, and new users can get up to $100 of your deposit matched. Great deal there. Free money. Go get some.
And you also get 2 months of LineStar, so you can have access to the Prop Edge tool.
Yeah. You know, just try it out. You will be hooked. It's a great tool that helps us place our prop bets. Let's get to it here in Week 9. We're starting things off with the New England Patriots running back Ramondre Stevenson, over 89.5 total yards. He's been an absolute beast for the New England Patriots, one of the best and most versatile backs in the NFL right now. He had 143 yards against the Jets this week, facing an Indianapolis Colts defense that is subpar, 32nd in rush DVOA. What do you make of their spot this week against Ramondre Stevenson? Is he crushing this over?
Yes, Ramondre is going to crush this over. One thing, we have Damian Harris. He is officially listed as questionable, but he has missed practice all week. We know he's been dealing with some injuries. On the injury report, it says illness, so we don't know totally what's going on here, but there's a chance he misses. But even if he doesn't miss, I don't care. Stevenson has been great back-to-back weeks with Harris there. He has 8 targets. He also is running the ball a lot. And the Colts haven't been great versus the run. 96.3 yards rushing on the season and 43 yards receiving. But they've been way worse over the last 4 weeks. 117 yards rushing, 51 yards receiving. Our line is only 89.
That's really low, especially when you consider he could just crush that just on the rushing alone.
Over the last 4 weeks, he has averaged 86.8 yards rushing on the ground. That is not considering his receiving work, which he's been getting a ton of. I think this line is way too low.
Yeah, Bill Belichick talked about how in the offseason, the passing game for him is what they really worked on. And that's been incredible to see this season for them. He's been awesome.
Stevenson has been great. He is a really good running back. I love that he is the RB1 for this team now, and he's getting a lot of work. It's about time.
Let's head to Buffalo. Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs going over 79.5 receiving yards. He's averaging 109 receiving yards per game. That is second best in the NFL. He's gone over this number in 5 of 7 games this season. And buckle up for this battle. He'll be going up against New York Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner, who back in April just said to reporters, "Yeah, I'll easily cover Stephon Diggs one-on-one." Now's your chance, Sauce. However, I think the Diggs heard that, and he's looking for a little revenge in this one. He's a guy who, when he has a chip on his shoulder, is dangerous. What do you make of his matchup this week?
He always has a chip on his shoulder. Now, as a Jets fan, what do you think about Sauce's comments?
I like the confidence that he's coming into the season with. I could do without the bulletin board material for other teams.
Especially when it's a guy
though.
Like Stephon Diggs that always has a chip.
Exactly.
And giving him extra material is probably not the way you want to go. But Diggs is hitting 5 of 7. He's been absolutely great all year long. And there is the Sauce factor. However, Diggs has played 39% of his snaps out of the slot, which Sauce Gardner doesn't go there. So he's without the Sauce there. And really, Sauce is still a rookie. Like, I am not that worried about him, especially if Diggs is a chip on his shoulder. I think 79.5 is too low. I liked this prop earlier in the week when it was at 91.
Right.
So I love it. I love that it came down to 79.
Yeah, the proposition of Stephon Diggs against a rookie, even though Sauce Gardner has been playing phenomenally this season, it's still a rookie going up against one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Let's go to another receiver, this time in the NFC North. Chicago Bears wide receiver Darnell Mooney, over 43.5 receiving yards. He's averaging 45.5 receiving yards on the year so far, and he's been heating up. He's gone over that number in the last 5 games. He's averaging 67 in that span. Oh, yeah, he had 70 against the top 5 pass defense in Dallas. What do you make of his matchup this week against the Dolphins?
Yeah, and Miami is 26 in opposing pass yards per game. You stated that 45.5 number is his season average. Now, that is with the first two games of the year, which they didn't pass. One was in a monsoon, and then the second they just were limiting Fields like they did early in the season. Since that, Fields has been throwing, and he just keeps crushing this over. I think this line is too low. I think people are worried about Chase Claypool coming onto this team. Now, Claypool's only said to play 10 to 35 snaps, so, either very limited amount or up to maybe 60% of the snaps or so. Now, but that doesn't worry me. Claypool has been best out of the slot. I would expect the Bears at least start him there because that's what he's been playing all year. And it lets Mooney move back out wide, which he is better. He has been playing a little bit of the slot this year, and that is just not where he is best. If he's out wide all game long, he's going to be way better, and he could bust a big play.
Right. When we were talking before the show, I'm like, are you sure with Claypool coming in? Do we think he'll be any factor in this one? I know he's brand new to the team, so probably not going to be integrated too much. You're like, yeah, no problem. He'll probably be better with Claypool, to be honest.
I totally think he could be. I mean, we kind of saw it last year when Robinson was there doing nothing. Mooney was better last year than he is this year. And I would say part of that is, he needs Claypool's going to be there stealing some coverage from Mooney. Mooney's going to get more one-on-one. I like it.
So those are our 3 top props from the LineStar app. Now let's get to our props. Tyler, where are you headed in the prop market this week on Underdog Fantasy?
I'm going with Kenneth Walker over 73.5 yards. Walker's hit this in 3 of 4 since he's been a starter. He's averaging 105 yards per game during that time as a starter. And Arizona is 22nd in rushing to the RB, allowing 85.7 yards. So I think there's a lot of factors here that support Walker going over. He also just played Arizona and had 97 yards against them. So I think 73 is good to just go over.
And those Seattle Seahawks, man.
They're playing.
They're playing pretty well. Geno Smith leading the charge there, and the running backs are actually a beneficiary of that as well. That offense is kind of humming along with Geno at the helm. I am going to the NFC North once again. I'm going with Green Bay Packers tight end Robert Tonyan over 30.5 receiving yards. He is averaging 35.8 yards per game. He's gone over in 5 of 8 games this season. This week, he's got a nice cake matchup against the Detroit Lions, who are 32nd in pass DVOA defense against opposing tight ends. This is a great spot for Tonyan. He's proven to be one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets. They have a lot of chemistry. And when you think about where he was last season, he tore his ACL at this time last season. He's worked his way back, and he's just starting to almost get back to his full strength form and putting up those numbers when he's, just kind of getting back into the swing of things. I think he crushes this over 30.5 receiving yards. He also caught a team high in 10 passes, and that was a franchise record for the Green Bay Packers. I think he's kind of an underrated tight end in the league this year.
I totally agree. I have a ton of him in best ball because I was drafting him all year long, thinking that he could be Rodgers' favorite target, and he kind of is.
Yeah, I know, especially those rookie receivers. Rodgers is a guy that he needs to go to people he relies on, and Tonyan is a guy that basically has flypaper on his hands. He catches everything thrown his way.
Yeah. And, I mean, bringing up the fact that he was limited to start the year and he's still averaging more than what the prop is, I love it.
All right. Let's take a quick recap of our prop bets on Underdog. First is Ramondre Stevenson, over 89.5 total yards. Tyler, I think the consensus among both of us was this is one of our favorites of the week.
Absolutely.
We've also got Stephon Diggs, over 79.5 receiving yards. Darnell Mooney, over 43.5 receiving yards. Packers tight end Robert Tonyan, over 30.5 receiving yards. And Tyler, your pick is?
Kenneth Walker, over 73.5.
All right. So make sure to lock those into the Underdog Fantasy app today. Lock them in before the lines change and go up. And if you don't already have Underdog Fantasy, use our promo code below. Lock it in. Great way to place your prop bets. I'm loving our prop bets this week. When we were discussing it earlier in the show, it was almost hard for us to kind of narrow it down to 5, which, sometimes we go through weeks where we're, struggling to find something we like. This is a week where we found a lot of matchups that we can really exploit this week. So make sure, lock it in.
And if you want some more ideas, make sure to watch the Prize Pick show.
Yeah.
Because
lock it in on Prize Picks too. There you go. Make sure to stay tuned for that as well. Also, make sure to check out our Props Edge tool. It's the tool that's been helping us find the best edge for Underdog Fantasy specifically, if I can even get that word out. However, it's a great tool, has all the stats you need to help make better bets and start winning that money. Let's win some money, folks. We did last week. I still don't think it's enough money to buy the Washington Commanders, though.
We're working on it.
We'll be working on it this season, building up a nice little bankroll for that. So, all right, have a good week. Good luck in your prop bets. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.